What up, guys? Welcome to the second episode of the Running the Ropes podcast. I am your host, Kalo. I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things wrestling, and we got our second co-host here.
What up, boys? It's the voice of Westchester, DJ AIM.
Whoa, and we have a mystery opponent coming in the building. What is your name? And
it's your boy. You know who it is. It's your boy, Pancake James.
Pancake James.
A.K.A. Cherokee Slim.
Well,
A.K.A. your grandma's favorite grandson.
Ooh, I like that part.
Ooh.
I like that part.
Ooh.
That's like your sprinkle in. But I'd like to welcome you to the second episode of the Running the Ropes podcast. And we're here to talk about, we're going to do this a little different for you listeners, by the way. We're going to be segmenting these shows. Instead of giving you a 1 hour show, we're going to be dividing it up into little segments. So we're going to be talking about NXT today, all the new signings. We're going to be talking about 205 Live. And we're going to be talking about the hot topic, Ronda Rousey in WWE, especially on Monday Night Raw. But we'll get to that a little later. We're going to be starting off talking about NXT. And we're talking about the new class that just got signed to the Performance Center, which consists of Candice LeRae, War Machine, the tag team that is heating up. We're talking about EC3 and King Ricochet, a.k.a. Prince Puma.
What about Derek Bateman?
No, we don't talk about Derek Bateman. He's not a thing right now. He's not. We are EC3 for life. I like what he's doing. I just wonder what his character is going to be like in NXT. But what do you guys think of this?
I enjoy it. I'm a big fan of EC3 since going to TNA first after the NXT. And, you know, I don't know a lot about War Machine, sorry. Candice LeRae, I don't know. That's Johnny Gargano's wife, right?
Yes.
I do know about her. And then Prince Puma, because of Lucha Underground, I'm a big fan of him. Can't wait to see. Hope that they don't put him in 205 Live.
Yeah.
I really do. I really hope they don't. In EC3, I think he could be the next Bobby Roode of NXT.
That's what people are lining him up to be because that was his thing in TNA.
Yeah.
And when we talk about EC3, yes, he was, like you said, he was Derek Bateman back in the day when he wasn't on top of the wrestling world like he is now. At least I think. He definitely heat up in TNA, and he changed. Like this, like Drew Galloway did this when he left. Jinder Mahal, like I don't know if you count that as leaving.
He did something.
Yeah, I don't know. But talking about EC3, do you think his theme, trouble, 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 you think are they going to keep that in NXT? Or do you think that they're going to change up his theme? I hope they don't, because I really like it.
Well, it depends. Does he own that song? Because it'd be the same thing with the Broken Gimmick with Matt Hardy. This TNA, GFW, or Impact, whatever it's called.
The 6 name changes.
Do they own that song? I think they do.
I think when TNA releases their talents, I think that they own all the rights to their gimmick, to their name. I don't know if that expands beyond their theme songs because obviously you got to deal with the people who made them the songs. Yeah. Like you don't see Jim Johnston suing WWE over people going and like because Chris Jericho didn't use "Break the Walls Down" when he fought in New Japan.
Oh yeah.
He used Fozzy.
Fozzy song.
Judas.
Yeah.
But
that was also because Judas just came out as well.
Yeah, it's very successful. I love it.
Yeah.
But we're going to, from EC3, I think we should take it over to Candice LeRae. If you actually watched NXT TakeOver Philadelphia, you would know that at the end of the match, which I was thinking whenever they came out, that she was going to get involved in this match, and she did. She attacked Zelina Vega, who is the valet for the NXT champion right now, Andrade Cien Almas.
And she's also part of the two main, she's partner with somebody else too, right? Billy Kay or whatever?
Oh, you're talking about LeRae?
Oh, yeah.
She was, I forgot the name of the guy, Joey Ryan.
Yeah.
Joey Ryan in the independent scene. They're a team, like Rusev and Lana are. But Candice LeRae was also a part of the Mae Young Classic back in August.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, she was. And she's a very, very good women's wrestler. She actually has had a few matches with the men, and she can hang. Like, this is a very good talent to add to NXT, especially when you're lacking somebody like Asuka, even Bayley, Sasha, Charlotte, Becky. Those they left a big gap in NXT, and right now they're doing fine with Ember Moon, Kairi Sane, Nikki Cross. But Candice LeRae also adds a very good I don't know what you want to say, like technical aspects.
So repertoire, kind of.
Yeah, a nice reputation to the NXT women's division. And next up, we're going to be moving on to War Machine, who is the very successful tag team, and they're a bunch of bruisers. These guys are the Wyatt family, pretty much.
Really, I feel like more like Author of Pain.
Authors of Pain, too. Like, you combine the two.
Like, if they had a kid, that's what it'd be.
Imagine 2 Braun Strowmans, but a little bit smaller.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's what these guys are. And surprisingly enough, one of them is dating Sarah Logan.
No.
Yep.
No.
One of them is dating Sarah Logan.
No.
From the Riot Squad.
No.
I always get Absolution and Riot Squad.
Say, if no one's dating Liv Morgan, I'm okay with that. Liv Morgan is mine. But, no, so you want to hear my theory how I think War Machine's going to get called up?
Oh.
To the NXT. The Dusty Rhodes Classic is supposed to come back.
The Tag Team Classic or whatever that was?
Yeah, the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. So I think Authors of Pain, War Machine, at the finals of the NXT New Orleans, War Machine wins, AOP go to the main roster.
Yeah, I can definitely see that because them and Sanity are due for a call-up. I think those are going to be the two, I think, after Mania. Mark my words. I think because they already got the tag team championships. They're kind of just floating around.
But remember the revival state. They lost and they run it back.
Yeah, they can play back and forth with it.
Yeah.
But they also need tag teams. So I can see them staying in NXT for a while. Now, the biggest... would you call this the biggest signing in this group? I would think so. You got Prince Puma, a.k.a. Ricochet, a.k.a. something man, Trevor Mann. I'm glad that they didn't use his full name because there was a screenshot. I'll see if I can add it in here that they've seen him debut on NXT taping. So his
I know what you're talking about.
His debut is coming up soon. He's just debuting as Ricochet, which is fine.
Yeah.
Perfect. Because I know they're doing this thing with superstars. Like TJ Perkins was TJ Perkins.
Yeah.
But now he's TJP.
Yeah.
We got Rusev. And he was Alexander Rusev. Now he's just Rusev.
Big E Langston.
Yeah, now he's just Big E. So, but getting back to Prince Puma, this is a guy that is very, very successful on the independent circuit. He has had phenomenal matches with the likes of Will Ospreay, and he has had very successful matches in New Japan. This guy can fly. He is a great addition to the roster in general. I don't think he's going to spend as much time in NXT, but then again, he could be a cornerstone like Finn Balor was when he debuted.
100%, but I think that'll be more EC3.
Yeah.
Then EC3 could either be a Bobby Roode aspect, or you could be more like a Finn Balor. But I can see why you might think that Prince Puma, a.k.a. Trevor, could be another Finn Balor.
Yeah, and especially that there's a rumor going around. I know William Regal shot it down, but you never know. That WWE is thinking over the summer to do a lucha-based or Latin American-based tournament. So that's why they're calling in guys like Rey Mysterio. Andrade Cien Almas is going to probably be in it. And I can imagine like Sin Cara, Kalisto.
Yeah.
And Ricochet would make a great addition to that.
That would be really great, but Rey Mysterio just signed with New Japan.
Yeah, that is a one-shot deal.
Oh, really?
That is a one-shot deal. But to stay on track with NXT, who do you think out of this whole group of signees, who I might also add is going to be the last class of the Performance Center for a while, because Triple H said that the WWE Performance Center is at capacity, so they can't accept any more for a while. So whenever they make room for call-ups, they'll get rid of some and there'll be more room and they'll add more. But for the foreseeable future, he said this is the last class for a while. Who do you think is coming out of this class as champion, like first overall?
That's gonna be hard. I want to say EC3.
You're gonna say EC3.
I'm a big EC3 fan.
See, I would agree with that, but if EC3 is gonna stick as a heel, which I would imagine, that should be the money route. You got Ricochet that's debuting, who already debuted. I don't know if EC3 debuted yet for NXT.
He debuted for the NXT, Principal, and debuted for the tapings.
The tapings, yeah. So that's why I haven't seen EC3 at tapings. Do you see Ricochet going for the WWE NXT Championship right off the bat? Or do you see him feuding with somebody like, I don't know, Adam Cole?
Baby!
But, yeah, do you see him feuding with someone before he makes a jump?
There's a lot of people, and the only person that got shot to the title match was Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
and NXT, and that fit his character pretty well. I think they're going to try to build Prince Puma as the underdog, and how everyone in NXT has bigger than him, stronger than him, and then you work him up as you just have EC3, who's all about the money. Get bribed, William Regal here, put me up next for this title match, something like that.
Yeah, and whenever Rey Mysterio left the company, there's always been kind of a void in the Latin American community as a star.
Oh, even Dave Meltzer even said it at the Royal Rumble when Rey Mysterio came back. There was an empty, there was no one out to fit Rey Mysterio. So, opposed to the Real, it's the closest it can be, but then he got into some problems, and then that just leave the big hole.
Yeah, and they left. There were certainly stars that were like Sin Cara, the second version I'm talking about, not the first one, because the first one was just a mess.
Oh, yeah.
The second would be Kalisto, who is good on his own right, and then Alberto Del Rio, like you said, he had his problems. Andrade Cien Almas is a champion right now, and I think could represent the Latin American community very well. And you got a guy like Ricochet, who's known all over the world, who I think could fill that void of Rey Mysterio. And when I look at him, he looks like Rey Mysterio, but even better in his prime, I think.
See, I was a big Rey Mysterio fan, so I can't say that.
Well, yeah, like Rey Mysterio was the guy that got me into wrestling, and he'll forever be the most meaningful wrestler to me. But I just think that NXT is missing a Latin American influencer, someone who they can all look up to, and I see King Ricochet as that.
Ricochet.
Oh, wow. I don't know why I said that.
King of the Ring, confirmed. He's winning.
That's why I see Ricochet as the person to represent the Latin American community.
Can you just get a picture of Ricochet with a crown, though? Like, Photoshop a crown?
I think I know it. I see it in my head, and I'm going to see if I can add it in. I know there's a picture with him wearing a crown. Because he was Prince Puma. There has to be. He has to be wearing a crown at some point in his life.
He's no longer a Prince Puma. He's a King Puma.
Yeah, that's just it.
So, speaking of the NXT and a lot of call-ups, like this is the last class, 205 Live, we're seeing a lot of NXT guys that are going up to the 205 Live, entering the tournament. Why? Well, how do you feel about that? Because a lot of people, like Roderick Strong, like Hideo Itami, want them to go to the main roster instead of the Cruiserweight, because they'd be like, the Cruiserweight is not going anywhere.
Yeah, so the thing about this, they set up, which we're gonna get into 205 Live in the next podcast, but this tournament needs bodies. It's like a 16-man tournament. The not the NXT, the 205 Live men's division. There's only one division that has about 8 bodies, including like people we haven't seen, like. Who is it? Grand Metalik, Mustafa Ali, those guys that were kind of forgotten. That's 8 people. So that's like already half the tournament. The rest are going to be consisted of call-ups and maybe surprise entrants. Like, remember, I don't know if I mentioned this. Oh, no, I didn't even mention this because the first episode was a Royal Rumble. But imagine Drake Maverick pulling a split Drake Maverick. Imagine him pulling this thing, which I can definitely see him doing, where he's 2 separate entities.
Rockstar Spud is one.
Rockstar Spud is a different person. You never see them on screen together, but he's like, oh, my favorite is that Rockstar Spud guy. He's got a really good thing going for him. That would be pretty fun. But getting back to these NXT fill-ins like Roderick Strong and we actually, what's his face from the UK tournament?
Jack.
Tyler Bate.
I don't know why I thought his name was Jack.
There's Jack Gallagher. Maybe.
Oh, Jack Gallagher.
Tyler Bate debuted in that 205 Live tournament, but these guys are getting surprising wins. Like, I thought Hideo Itami would pull out the win last week, and he lost to Roderick Strong.
Yeah.
I don't think that Roderick Strong should have been called up to 205 Live.
Yeah.
I think that he should have stayed in NXT where he can be a face.
Win an NXT title.
Win the NXT championship. And be someone who represents that brand. Because I love Roderick Strong, don't get me wrong, but I feel like he would be in a better position there rather than 205 Live, who just needs the bodies to fill the tournament. But it does add a nice surprising wow factor to this tournament. Because like last week, I wanted to watch 205 Live. I never thought I would say this, but I wanted to watch 205 Live because Roderick Strong. because of these surprise entrants that I don't know who's going to show up. What if one week Rey Mysterio decides to show up? What if one week
The Hurricane
can show up because he's there?
He's a former Cruiserweight champion.
He's a former Cruiserweight champion. So there's plenty of possibilities going on with 205 Live. But that about wraps up this episode number 2 of the Running the Ropes podcast. You can follow me on Instagram at KEV_LOPES, and you can follow my friend over here.
You can follow me on Instagram at official_DJ AIM.
And that was Running the Ropes podcast number 2. Hope y'all enjoy.